Hey folks, Mike and McGee here. We were blessed with a wild hog. My friend from church caught 3 of them. I got 1 of them. I got a friend that lives close by me that mentioned he was gonna get a couple here pretty soon. And so, MJ, if you're watching, this is how to do it. If you get a pig, it doesn't matter if you shot it yourself or not. If somebody gives you a pig or whatever, if they give it to you late and you don't wanna skin one in the dark, sink it in water like this. Cover it completely up with water. Summertime, it works great. I've done it right in the middle of the hottest part of the summer. That cool water pulls the temperature down of that meat all the way to the bone. And so, and what it does, it keeps any kind of critter, dirt, leaves, everything's off of it. Keep it clean and cold, and you're good to go the next morning in the daylight, and you'll be in good shape. All right, you've got your pig hanging up. This is a very simple procedure. Pete over at my church has already gutted this thing out, cleaned it really good. So all I have to do is skin it. I don't have to field dress it, gut it, or nothing. And had to do that because it was very warm yesterday. It got up to 70 degrees. So not a problem. We put it in this cold water and let it just chill right down. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna run your knife right down the back of this leg down to the hock. And then you're just gonna circle around that hock, the whole leg, and then you're going to start skinning that down. My neighbors noticed that I broke my knife off short, and so they're so sweet. They give me a new one just like it, except it says limited edition on there. Beautiful Schrade knife. This is my favorite knife to skin with, but when they get this short, they're not so great anymore. So thank you very much, Adam and Katie. When you're coming around by the hook, you want to be very careful not to cut this tendon. If you cut this tendon, she's going down. And you might remember when I butchered Wilbur here a few weeks ago, I just hung him by 1 leg and it didn't hold him. I should have hung him by 2 legs, but I was used to doing animals like this that were more muscular and strong and wild. He wasn't muscular, strong, or wild. But anyway, this one ain't gonna tear off like that unless I accidentally cut this tendon. When you come around this tendon, make sure to stay outside of the tendon with the skin cut like this. I'm trying to keep as much fat on this as possible because we're gonna be curing hams, and I like to have fat on them. I don't want just pure muscular meat. And these pigs, they're fat. There's not much there, but it's not bad fat. It's not like deer fat that's a tallow or something that's not good to eat. Pig fat is actually very fine. Even wild pig fat, very good. All right, we've got both hams skinned. We're down to the tail. This is a spot where some people get hung up. All you gotta do is cut the bone at the base of the tail and just pull the hide right on down. We'll raise her up. All right through here. If you're planning on making bacon out of it, you gotta be careful and try to stay as close to the skin as possible. Wild pigs like this size don't have very much. So if you waste it, you're wasting a good percentage of it. So try to cut it off clean as you can. Now right here you see this darker stuff right here. What that is future mammary glands, and you don't want to make bacon out of that, or at least I don't. So you just cut that off. One thing you'll know about wild female pigs, they're either pregnant, nursing, or both. No breaks for them girls. If you've got a Sawzall, that's your best friend in this job. Now, you might not think about saws as being friends, but your saw is your best friend in this job. All you gotta do that. It's that easy. Then take a knife and cut the skin off. There you have it. Okay, you've got it to this point. You get down here where these front legs are attached, and it can be a little, you can come to a stopping point where you just don't know how to go forward. So let me show you how to go forward. Right here would be what I would consider as underarm pit. When you get right there, you don't have no choice. You've got to start cutting skin. And if this hoof is off, all you got to do is slide in there like that and meet it like that. Then try to keep as much hair off the meat as possible, but you'll wash it when you get done. Start cutting this back. like this. It's not hard. Now you're coming to the shoulder here, see? This is the shoulder area. Now the bottom half of the pig, I want you to think in terms of skinning it long ways. You're gonna be skinning it long ways like this. It won't peel off very good. The top half of the pig, I want you to think in terms of skinning short ways. And once we get it down a little more to the back, I believe it'll peel off. If it don't, you're gonna just come across like this. But the bottom half, you're gonna skin long ways with the pig. All right, as you come down, here's the nose, here's the jaw. I'm not sure if this pig has actual jowl for curing, but we're gonna try and we're gonna see. When you peel it, if you get lucky, it'll peel free from that fat and you'll leave most of that fat on. This right here is your pork chops. You want some fat on your pork chops. Look at here. Look at here, look at here. They didn't tell me what caliber they used. Looks almost like a 22 250 or something. I don't know what it was. It did not exit the pig, but it did go all the way through. And so, what are you shooting these pigs with, Pete? All right, we're gonna peel off the last little section right above the neck. Okay, you've got it all the way down to the base of the skull. This is where you're gonna cut the head off. Do not cut the head off until you get the jowl meat off, because the jowl meat, if it has any, is some of the best bacon you ever put in your mouth. Now I'm gonna show you how to get the jaw meat off. That way you'll be prepared for the best. Here is the very center of his chin. You're going to cut right down through there and separate hog jaw 1 from hog jaw 2. Right there you can feel his goozle. You see where the neck and the shoulder meet? You're gonna just cut straight across there like that. And then you're gonna just cut a circle right here and you're gonna get that jaw meat. Right, once your jowls are off, you're free to go with the head. Okay, the flank is really hooked in here to the back leg, so we're gonna separate that. You're getting a little bit of tenderloin meat right there. That's not gonna be the end of the world. Now we're just separating the inside there so that we can come around the outside. We want as much bacon as we can get. And it's gonna come all the way down to the bottom of the pig here. And we're just gonna fillet it off of them ribs. Now we've got it coming off them ribs good on the bottom. Now let's go to the top. You're just gonna follow this line right on down and just run your knife right over them bones all the way down to the shoulder. That way you have a stopping point for your fillet, and then you go back and start filleting it right back on up. Now you can see them ribs, you can hear them ribs. Now we're just gonna come around right over that shoulder and take it off of there. That's how it looks on the inside. That's how it looks on the outside. Now we're gonna repeat that process, get both sides done, and then we'll start cutting this booger up. Next thing you're gonna do is take the shoulder off, and there's no connection except muscle tissue, so you're just gonna get between that shoulder blade and that animal and just run your knife. The shoulder makes the best roast on the whole creature. That's why they make the Boston butt out of the shoulder of a pig. It don't come from the booty, it come from the shoulder. Next thing you're gonna do is remove these ribs. If you don't have a Sawzall, a handsaw will work fine. If you don't have a handsaw, a hatchet will work fine. You just use whatever you gotta use. If you don't have either one, you can probably do it with a knife or whatever, but this is the best way that I know. Barbecue, boys. Now we're gonna cut the back off. Have you ever heard of eating high on the hog? The back is the best part of the pig. That's why they call it eating high on the hog. That, my dear, is where pork chops come from. That was easy. When I've done Wilbur up, I didn't make no ham. cure no ham, smoke no ham. It's time to do ham. So you can expect to see a ham video coming shortly. The last one we do like this because up there it's very difficult and the whole thing could go kapooey. Bacon video is going to be separate from this one. The ham video is going to be separate from this one. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to take care of the high on the hog part, the back. Now in the Wilbur video, I showed you how we went up to my friend's house and we used that big slicing machine. We ain't going to have that here, and a lot of you don't have that. So I'm going to show you how to do it. If all you have is a Sawzall, you're still in business. If you don't have a Sawzall, you're pretty much going to have to fillet it off the bone and just do it tenderloin style. But if you want bone-in pork chops, here's how we do it. And this pig was small enough, we're going to do both sides in one steak. So we're not going to slice down through the middle and separate our pork chops. We're going to have like a double pork chop on one bone. The first thing we're going to do is realize that our tenderloins, our inner tenderloins, are actually on the inside. I don't want to cut them into the pork chop, so I'm going to remove those right now, and we'll have tenderloin in the near future. Enough talk, McGee. We want action. Okay. If you're going to use a Sawzall for this, Sawzall doesn't cut the meat very well. So you want to come in ahead of time, and you're probably going to want a bigger knife than this, so I'm going to go get a bigger knife myself.
Okay, oh!
Frank, what do you think about the pork chops? You like pork chops?
Oh, look, pork chops.
Oh, son.
Oh, son, man.
He eats all the fat and gives me the meat.
Yeah. eat all the lean, get him the fat.
Yeah, right. You know better than that, son.
You know why?
When this old man comes to the house, I'm lucky if I can get anything to eat. Ain't that right?
No.
That's absolutely the truth. I have to beg for mercy to get anything to eat.
Did that come off that pig?
That come off that pig. Does that look like a good pig?
I cut the meat off of it.
I'm gonna cut the meat and the bone all together. All right, I'm gonna show you how to do this now.
Maybe I'm out of here.
You out of here?
Yeah.
I was gonna let you cut it.
No,
Oh, come on.
I'm out of here.
All right, folks. See you, Frank.
Yeah.
When you cut this, you want to cut all the meat first, and then right where you want it, then you come back and cut the bone with the saw real easy. So let's get that done. See where each side is cut. Now we're going to just join them in the middle. You get it ready for the saw, you can stick your fingers in, you can feel the bone on both sides. Now we're ready for action. You have to be careful you cut your table, and I may be fixing to cut my table. Do it like this. Pick it up, turn it on. Got that. I'm not going to try to double whack that right there off. Maybe I will. Got a guy named Batman watches my channel. He gets on to me every time I cut up meat about cutting myself. And there was a couple times I cut myself. He claims I cut myself about every time I do this. It ain't true, Batman. Now, it may be true this time. Look at that. No cutty. No cut myself. I appreciate you watching out for me, Batman. If you get some that aren't completely cut, you can just take your knife later, come back, finish separating them. Now, all we've got to deal with now is this bone dust. You can wash it off, scrape it off, whatever you want to do. Some of you real professional meat men's gonna say, son, that's the hillbilliest thing I've ever seen. And I know it is, but I'm showing people that don't have big fancy saws to cut it with how they could do it. If they got maybe you're a construction guy, maybe you got the Sawzall. To be honest with you, I don't have a big old fancy bandsaw either. Sawzall is what I got, Sawzall is what I use. So that's going to conclude this video. We appreciate you so much. Our subscribers have been the best in the world. And here at McGee Homestead Adventures, we don't take you for granted one little bit. We are striving hard on this channel to show you how to get food for yourself and how to live in a way that is self-sustainable. We hope you are looking forward to seeing some ham being made and some bacon being made off of the wild hog. Personally, I've never seen anybody make ham from a wild hog. I'm sure it's been done. I've never done it, never seen it done. We are going to learn together. So, bacon and ham coming up, boys. We'll see you on the next video.